Today we are introducing AB 2200, the California Racial Justice Act, which will prohibit racial discrimination in convictions and sentences. Two states, Kentucky and North Carolina, both enacted racial justice acts specific to the death penalty, though the North Carolina law was later repealed when the majority in the legislature changed parties. The California Racial Justice Act will go further by prohibiting racial discrimination in all convictions and sentences and creating a process to challenge racial bias at trial or following conviction. California's civil rights law clearly prohibits racial discrimination in housing, employment, and public accommodation. But nowhere in California law is there a clear statement that racial discrimination will not be tolerated in our criminal justice system. In fact, the opposite is happening right now.
He talked about McCluskey versus Kemp. And in that case, a black man was convicted and sentenced to death for killing a white man. They did the appeal. The appellate counsel did the study called the Baldwin study, and they looked at cases, 2,000 cases, where they were able to show conclusively that if you were black and killed someone white, you were more likely to get the death penalty than someone white who killed someone black. They showed that. It was clear. Not a question of a doubt.
I have seen racial discrimination in the court system firsthand. I've seen too many brown and black faces, young men that question not just the system, but ultimately themselves and what their role in our society is, and whether they've been forgotten or left behind.
So I've dedicated my life to fighting against racial injustice. I've dedicated my life to being a public defender. The only job I've had is my legal career. And as the only chief black public defender in the state of California, I'm here to say that we are in support of this bill.
We who believe in justice must confront racism in the courts. Yes. Yes. It is time for California to prohibit the use of race and ethnicity as a factor in the state's justice system across the board. The California Racial Justice Act will make that possible, and I'm so grateful to everyone standing with us today to make sure that we make this happen in California this year.